Hello and welcome back everybody, Akamontiel here, and welcome to the Kaleidoscape. Alright, you are probably watching this video because you're either having difficulties with it or you're just starting out and you want to know what to know before you even hop into the mode. Alright, now before I start this, alright, this is day 3 of the Kaleidoscape, alright? There is still potentially stuff we might not even know about this mode quite yet. So just future-proofing myself right now, okay? This is what we know on day 3 of the Kaleidoscape. I did stream this for the first 2 days in order to try and gather as much information as I possibly could about the game mode to then relay it back to you guys in video format. So also I do need to say this, but big shout out to everyone who had joined the live stream, Discord, Reddit, just whatever information I could dig up. Shout out to absolutely everybody because a lot of people, they really do enjoy this mode, and it truly does show. So let's start off by saying, is the Kaleidoscape worth your time? As I did just say, this mode is fun, right? But I would say this is worth, all right? This is seriously worth your time and energy. Emphasis on a lot of time, okay? Because even with good characters for this, and by the way, I'll get to that shortly. Even with good characters with this, it can still take an hour in order to clear this. And no, I do not recommend you auto this. I'll get to that shortly as well. But this is definitely a time-consuming game mode. You are meant to do this over time. And as well as in short bursts. All right, it's weird, but I'll get to that in just a little bit. But just know that yes, this is very worth it, because if you look in the shop, all right, if you look in the shop, you will see a lot of items in there, right? You'll see Legend Dominion mats, you'll see Legend Agito mats, you'll see General Agito, General Dominion, but also these 3 items in particular, you will see Selenite Stones, Champion Testaments, and Omnisite. You are able to pick up all of those monthly, which is absolutely amazing. Alright, the fact that we now have a monthly form of Omnisite is going to be one of the most broken things about this. And the bright side, anyone can do this, alright? Because something special about this game mode is that you can really just hop in as soon as you start the game, all right? Because your adventurer will be level 1 and immediately max mana circle. Because the little kick thing about this game mode is that you will be leveling up as you go along. So therefore, all the skills are maxed out. There are also available skills in the Kaleidoscape as well. Available wimprints, available weapons. So you just need the adventurer, then you can take it on. That is literally it. So that does make it very nice. So yes, anyone at any point, they can really just hop in, play, and get those rewards. But however, I do not recommend you get the shop first, alright? What I recommend is that you work a little bit on the bonuses, alright? Now these Faenir bonuses, they'll start at 0, you need to unlock them, and they'll go all the way up to level 20. Now levels 1 through 10, you will need you'll need red ambers. I'm calling them red ambers because I confuse dawn and dusk ambers personally. That's for 1 through 10. Then for 11 through 20, you need both red ambers and purple ambers. And purple ambers can only be acquired later on in the Kaleidoscape when you actually kind of know the game mode. So do bear that in mind as well. These bonuses, they range from strength, force strike, skill damage, HP, recovery, potency, resistances, all the way up until character XP. Now, me personally, I would really recommend you get character XP first. Try and get that up as much as you can, because how this mode works is that if there is a big enough level difference, there will start to be some scaling, alright? Alright, whenever you are very far ahead in levels, you will deal more damage. When you're really behind in levels, you will do less damage. So making sure that the character XP is higher up, this will mean that through the randomness that is the Kaleidoscape floors, which by the way, some can really screw you over or really benefit you, it really does hurt sometimes, and it's really gifting at the same time. It will help reduce the risk of these not so lucky runs being dead runs. So player XP is going to be really, really important for you guys. So I highly recommend you do work up that one. So now that you kind of know what's in the shop, what to start to prioritize, who do you use? Now, there are some things to keep in mind when choosing a proper character, but also keep in mind about any character can be used. All right. You can use pretty much any character and be able to do this, but once again, the bonuses will help allowing more characters to clear it. But in the end, it all comes down to experience with the mode. All right. But for just starting out, you want to keep in mind proper AoE, because boy oh boy, some of these are littered with mobs, and you need everything you can get. Dispels. They do give dispels in the Kaleidoscape mode itself. I would recommend about 4 of them, give or take, except for Cayenne, you might need even more than 4, depending on how long it will take for you to beat him. But dispels, having an on-hand dispel is just going to help out even more. Overdamage is really, really good because you will deal bonus damage, and it won't be based off of your healer. It'll be based off of the character you cast it with. So you can literally deal additional damage, which is going to be incredible, 40 or 50%, depending if it's built in or if it's via the skill. So there's that. Healing, this will help with the survivability and also HP ups and all that. Just, can they live? All right. It will help a lot, because therefore you can then spam less healing skills, less dragons. You will just be able to just back pocket everything a little bit easier. But then also, one other thing to keep in mind, this is not so much for the game mode, for how easy the game mode will be, but this will differ from character to character. Do these characters build up unique buffs? Because, for example, Galeonidas, he has his second skill buffs to as of where once it hits 5 times, it becomes a permanent damage reduction and a permanent strength up. Galashella as well, she'll have her little cat stacks to as where she then gains a bubble around her, which will make you tank more and do increased 4-strike damage. So buffs along those lines, even like a Valentine's Chelsea's a romance gauge, those are all permanent buffs. All right, those are all permanent as long as you can build it up. But however, when you die and revive, those buffs will go away. So you have to be careful with this game mode. All right, it can be very rewarding or very punishing. All right, you need to be careful with this game mode. Always have survivability in mind. So always make sure you pack healing shared skills throughout this game mode. Highly, highly recommend it. But however, if you're like just starting out, there is a little strategy you can do, and most people should be able to do it because this is with a 4-star character. All right. You are going to use UA, all right? And big shout outs to Orthodox for actually coming up with this method. And he actually joined the chat on the day one live stream that I did, and he taught me this, and I was doing this a little bit on live. So what you do is that you use UA, all right? So UA, she has a stun off of her first skill. Stunning is also incredibly good for this, and also she will have survivability because she will have hit healing. So you can auto floors 1 to 10, but after 10 it does get pretty hard for her. So after 10 you will die. You'll get the rewards as long as you have revives available to you, and you'll get like roughly 300 red ambers. So then after that you will then go to your bonuses, get a bonus, rinse, and repeat. This is tedious. This will take time, but this will at least make sure you get a little bit of a base while just chilling out pretty much. Every once in a while, you do need to do a healing skill if it's a really bad run, or just like swapping out equipment, whimpers, and all that. So do bear that in mind. It's like a semi-auto kind of. It's not a full auto. All right, you can't full auto this. Just outright, you cannot full auto. a 50 floor clear, unless if for some reason they do updates in the future. But it's just incredibly hard to full auto. It's a semi-auto. All right, you can't leave this running over. So that is the unfortunate part. So when it comes to, so it's now going to speak about the actual game mode itself. Okay, so there are several things to keep in mind. All right, there are battle rooms, more like challenge rooms, and treasure rooms. All right, so battle rooms, they'll be like, oh hey, defeat all enemies before you can move on. These are littered with enemies, and this is where the AoE does come in handy, or where you can also burn dragons. All right, or hell, just if you're skilled enough, go for it. But these are going to be harder, so do bear these rooms in mind. And by the way, you can run to full-blown healer rooms to us where they just heal a lot. So that is fun. That's very, very fun. But then you have treasure rooms to as of where you just encounter like 1 or 2 gold slimes and 6 treasure chests. This is like your little breather. Okay, this is where you can get stocked up, and it's literally a free floor. Those are always welcome. But also there'll be bosses. All right. They can appear throughout any floor, but however, you are guaranteed a boss on 3, 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, and 50. All right. So and also a few more things to note. On floor 40, you're guaranteed a high dragon. All right. It will obviously be either High Midgar, High Brunhilde, High Mercury, High Jupiter, or High Zodiarch. You're guaranteed one of those 5 on floor 40. So do bear all that in mind as well. 45 and 50, you are guaranteed an Agito. All right, with the exception of Tardis, because he's not in here. Tardis is not in here, but however, this means you will still deal with Volk, Ciela, Cayenne, and Twins. You will still deal with all those. All right, so having healing for Volk is going to be great. Having dispels for Cayenne is going to be near required. All right, but also you are guaranteed the same Agito on 45 and 50. All right, so for floor 45, you will be dealing with their standard variation. All right, then floor 50, you'll be dealing with their Beast Form Expert variation. So do keep all that in mind. All right, when fighting them, it's very similar to their actual patterns. So it's not terribly challenging, but just be careful. All right, that's all I can say. Just be careful. But then also, when you beat these bosses, you'll be getting a dragon, with the exception of 50, obviously, because you're done. You'll be getting one of 3 dragons. Now they do have a variety of buffs. The resistances are going to be really, really good in preparation for the future. But however, a couple others to keep note of. The 5-star dragons are going to be probably your best case scenario, in my opinion, because they're gonna be like, oh hey, you got skill damage, oh hey, you got strength, defense. Recovery potency actually is going to be a pretty good shout, especially if you do end up spamming healing skills. That way your heals are just going to be that much meatier and you survive longer. So recovery potency, that is also going to be a very good one, but then there are some you can buy as well. If you get Ibisu, that is going to be 20% crit rate. That's going to be a very good one. But some others like the strength, the skill damage, there are like non-purchasable versions, and by the way, it just costs a red amber. You get a lot of that anyway, so I wouldn't worry too much about that personally. But hey, like, just thought I would at least mention that. Like, they're all good, all right. Like, you can't go wrong with about anything, but resistances, those are probably going to be one of your safest bets for survivability purposes. So now to round out, let's say for example, you did your first clear and you got up to like, oh I don't know, like 40, and you died like High Midgar because he stunned you to absolute death. All right, now you at this point will have unlocked expeditions. You unlock expeditions at level 10. All right, so expeditions, what they do is that you send 4 adventurers and they go on a journey. All right. Now, when they go on this journey, you cannot use them in the Kaleidoscape. They're gone, all right? But, however, depending on what floor you cleared, up to a max of 30, their duration will be extended, all right? So let's say, for example, you clear 30, all right? You will send them out for 8 hours, all right? As a matter of fact, while I'm going right now, while I'm recording this right now, they're actually out. So, but when the 8 hours is done, you will get 1 win print for each of them, according to what the drops are for a rank 30, and you also get 5.5k red ambers. So this is going to be a great form of passive red ambers. So what I recommend is you get to level 30 as fast as possible. That way you can start to get some passive prints as well as some ambers. Apologies. I don't know why my brain just left me there. And also just as a little tidbit, when you clear 30, you're able to skip up to 30 3 times a day. All right, and this is for manual play, meaning you are now able to do a 31 to 50 room. Now you'll be bumped up to rank 50. You will get 4 dragons, as well as a variety of weapons, win prints, and share skills. It's all randomized, so it could be good for you. It could also be bad for you, because you can't plan ahead with stuff like that. That's the one downside to that. That's the one downside. But however, you can pretty much do like 19, 20 floors 3 times a day. So that it's not bad. Probably the more bonuses you get, the more lenient that will be, because most of us do find that the 1 to 50s do tend to be a little bit more consistent, because you're free to choose your bonuses, your win prints, your weapons. You choose them. So that's what most of us are seeing right now. This will probably be something updated in the future, where someone does have all the bonuses and be like, okay, this is what's actually preferred. And finally, we move into the actual win prints themselves. All right. Now, though, depending on when you clear, win prints will have different chances at certain things. All right. When you clear 50, all right, you will have a chance to have an element and a weapon restricted ability on the win print, but they are maximum. All right. Because, for example, you can get a shadow and blade strength 20%. This is a case of where if they're shadow and blade, they just get strength 20% outright. But also keep in mind, these special portrait prints, they do not stack with regular win prints. They share a cap. All right. So meaning that same 20% strength print, if you were to run it with a flurry of strength, they will not become 40%. They share that 20% cap. And this also goes for something special to these win prints called trade-offs. All right, this will be available in their second slot, and I call them the hitters. All right, I call them the hitter effects. All right, so they will be tied to an element and a weapon, and they do have a debuff as well. So there are 4 of them right now. I will have both slots on the screen roughly about now. That way you can see what is available where, and also the trade-offs will be shown here as well. That way you can see them in front of your own eyes. Now, some of these are good, some of them are bad. It will heavily differ character to character, and maybe even future characters, suddenly a hitter can be really good for them. Who knows? But that is just something to keep in mind. So with that, obviously you do want to clear 50 for these, because, for example, on the 30 expeditions, you cannot get the element and weapons. You have a very, very rare chance to get just the element. Do keep that in mind. All right. So obviously, when it comes to specific win print farming, you do kind of want to do the 50. Just to keep in mind. Just to keep in mind. But I would say that's going to be about it for this video. About 20 minutes, I would say, of just footage where I just talk about the mode, and this is a fun mode, all right? This is honestly the most fun I've had in Dragalia in a long, long time, but goddamn, some of these runs, they can be frustrating as hell, all right? This mode is seriously addicting, though. It's really addicting. Really love it. I love the direction they went with this. Of course, some stuff can be tweaked and all that. I'd honestly say that this is like a 9 out of 10 game mode. This is seriously a fun game mode. So hopefully you guys are having fun as well. Do let me know some of the horrors or some of the blessings that you've had with this as well. I've seen some god prints be rolled on this. All right, I've seen one god print in particular for a Galzethia. Like some of the stuff can be really, really good. All right, so I'm just gonna have a blast with this mode personally, and probably since I'm done recording this, I'm going to be doing some Kaleidoscape myself. So, yay! I'm probably gonna do some free play clears as well, eventually in the future. But however, gotta work on my bonuses, as should you guys too. So on that note, I'll see you all in the next video that I upload, whenever that will be. Or hell, just if you're new to the channel, feel free to check out other videos I just have. Because I do plan on doing Kaleidoscape videos, or maybe like races or something. I don't know yet, but hey, who knows? Who knows? And I'll see you all next time.